I swear this video isn't staged. The other day I bought a 2020 M1 MacBook Pro from eBay, and this is how it's just arrived. The previous owner fell into the trap that is buying unnecessary accessories for a MacBook, and has probably done a fair bit of damage to their laptop without realizing over time. So let's see just what's gone wrong here and how bad the damage is. First up, this is the most unnecessary piece of rubbish you'll find: a silicone cover to go over the keyboard. There are a few reasons these are problematic, and the first is pretty clear for all to see. After a few years of just being left on here, this keyboard cover has developed a sticky layer of goop between it and the MacBook's keys. It's a really unpleasant liquid that's going to take a fair bit of time to clean off, but it's not sweat from the last owner's fingertips or anything like that. It's actually the coating applied to this keyboard cover's surface to make it grip and stay in place. Over time, things like heat and UV light cause the materials these things are made of to break down and go sticky. Yep, it's pretty grim to look at and touch, but beyond that, imagine how dangerous this is for your laptop. The stuff's probably been under there for quite some time now, and you know liquid damage is pretty much the #1 way to break a keyboard. Thankfully, the keys are all fine on this one, but imagine what damage another year like this could have done. Anyway, the other problem with these covers is that putting anything in between the screen and the keyboard of your MacBook is a really bad idea. As you can see, it stops the laptop from closing properly, which puts a lot of unnecessary strain on the hinge mechanism. If your laptop's got loose hinges, pointless accessories like this are probably the reason why. Sorry, I know I've been banging on about it for too long now, but a last reason to avoid these keyboard covers is the thing I'm typing on right now. Apple's modern keyboards have been perfected over several decades now. 10 years ago, the butterfly keyboards on MacBooks were pretty susceptible to dust and dirt building up underneath the keys, but these days there's a lot less to worry about. Okay, moving on from the keyboard though, just look at that screen. Christ alive, we've got a camera cover, screen protector, and privacy screen all in one. In theory, these things are great for keeping your screen free from scratches and scuffs over time, and I'm sure the screen underneath this thing is spotless. These can be absolutely lethal at times though. If you're unlucky enough to ever have used Reddit, you'll know the Mac subreddit is full of people asking why their MacBook screen has suddenly cracked. And 99% of the time, it's because of a screen protector or camera cover like this one. The seal around the edge of the screen is meant to handle the pressure when a MacBook is closed. If you put layers of plastic on your screen, you're moving the pressure onto the glass itself, which is what causes them to shatter so often. It's an easy mistake to make, but steer clear of screen protectors and camera covers. If you think about it, there's no reason your screen should be getting scratched anyway. You shouldn't ever be touching it, and as long as you're careful and do close your laptop when it's not in use, it's not too hard to avoid accidents with sharp objects. The privacy screen is a nice thing to have for peace of mind, but no one actually really cares about what you're doing on your laptop. Camera covers are also great in theory, but Macs have an LED physically wired to turn on the moment your camera is used. It's really about as tamper-proof as you're going to get. The combination of an entire screen protector and keyboard cover makes it really hard to close this laptop, by the way. If you ever see a laptop like this, definitely don't force it closed, as you're likely to break the screen, hinges, or both at once. We'll get the case off next and see how badly the hinges really have been affected. So this case is a pretty standard plastic MacBook shell. It's got several clips to hold it on tight, and there are vents at the bottom for airflow, I guess. But it's just got a huge crack in it. Like, this isn't even the case's fault, it just looks like someone's dropped it and glued it back together. Anyway, the issue with MacBook cases like this is the hard plastic gets dirt in over time and leaves little scratches in the aluminium. After popping the case off, it's clear that those vents from the bottom of the case have left some marks. You see that quite a lot with used MacBooks, but at least it is on the bottom of the case. To be fair, it looks like we've got bigger fish to fry. Whoever glued the case back together has made the classic blunder of forgetting to take the case off the MacBook while putting the glue on. Seriously, that's an unbelievable fumble, and it's left the computer with a great big scar up the top right corner. I've cleaned and cleaned, and this thing just won't come off. More brilliant work from the original owner there. Anyway, having a case on your MacBook is yet another way of weakening the hinges. There's more friction than necessary coming from the extra bulk of the plastic shell, and as you can see, the hinges are a fair bit weaker now as a result. It looks like we've got one last nail in the coffin here as well. There's an Energy Star rating sticker on the palm rest, which is a pretty awful idea. Not because it's an Energy Star sticker, because stickers discolor MacBooks very easily, especially those that are space grey or some of the other non-silver finishes. I'm not really sure why, but if you leave stickers on MacBooks like this one for a while, you end up with a kind of pale spot. Some people call it sticker residue, but it's more like the rest of the laptop's body has aged, while this one patch is left completely unscathed by sunlight or dirt over time. Thankfully, this sticker's not left any marks, but avoid putting stuff like that on your expensive laptop, as it's just going to devalue it and make it look worse in the long run. So there you have it. Thankfully, we were able to operate on this M1 MacBook Pro before any serious injuries were sustained, but it's still come off with some irreversible damage. At first you might think it's a stunning lack of foresight from the manufacturers of these accessories, not knowing that their products cause damage and even catastrophic failure over time. But the reality is, they do know and they couldn't care less. If your device gets damaged a couple of years down the line, it's not a big deal for them. I mean, what are you going to do? Ask for a refund? Just to be clear, I'm not the first person to realise MacBook accessories are mostly rubbish, but I think there's a reason you don't see many videos covering it. Name your 5 favourite big tech YouTubers. I bet at least 4 of them have affiliate links in their description so that they earn money when you buy a product. Seriously, after you finish this, go and check. MacBook cases and accessories are great products to persuade Mac users who watch your content into buying. It's a bit like Mac cleaning software that no one needs, but everyone on YouTube seems to have something good to say about it. So you see a ton of people rinsing this again and again with accessories, unable to say anything bad about this Amazon junk because it's what pays half of their YouTube income in the first place. There's no way of knowing for sure, but I think affiliate marketing does play a role. Just try and be realistic with yourself. Your MacBook is a tool, and like all good tools, it's going to pick up damage over time. Anyway, don't be like the first owner of this M1 MacBook Pro, which is otherwise an incredibly powerful and versatile computer. Thank you very much for watching. Patreon members, thank you as always for your support, and if you're into kind of obscure tech topics like this one, there's plenty more of that kind of thing on my channel. Subscribers, I'll see you next week.